Hey guys, Del from Fast Track Hobbies here. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Apprentice STS. This one here is a ready-to-fly basic, meaning it comes with everything but a battery and charger. You will have to get that separately. Outside of that, it is a great airplane if you want something big enough to go to a park and fly, and it's also very docile and tame to fly. Let's get a closer look as we put one together. So the first thing you're going to notice is everything is well packed. There's nothing that could be loose rattling around. Outside of that, they give you batteries for the controller. Now, the controller that it comes with is the Spectrum DXS. Now in here, they give you some fancy dancy Velcro loops. A little tricky to get out. So this is your radio. Comes with all that. Now let's go ahead and figure out how to get the rest of it out. So once again, around the fuselage, they have this cool Velcro stuff here. Alrighty, so this does come with a couple options that you can add to it later on if you so choose. There is a little landing assist sensor that shoots to the ground and beams back a light. And what it does is it adjusts the airplane, so as you come in to land, it'll flare the airplane for you. There's also an option for a GPS as well. You can program that as well. Pretty cool little setup. So right here they give you the nose gear, your wing bands, your plates for the wings, and rubber bands to hold the wings. Once we get this all sorted out, now the fun part is undoing all the packing tape. They got your instructions. They give you a nice little quick cheat sheet on how to use it, your main wings. Now, both wing halves join together to make a whole wing. So once the wing is assembled and put together, you don't have to take it back apart anymore. It's already put together, it's done. As we dive in closer into the box, we have our horizontal stabilizer. Okay, we got that. And then to finish it up, we have the rudder. So let's go ahead and take a moment. We'll clean up and start putting this thing together. Alrighty, so now that we have everything laid out, we're going to go ahead and assemble this airplane. Now, there are some tools you may need. They do, on some airplane kits, give you some basic tools. Sadly, this one does not. So, so far it looks like you'll need 00 or just a single 0 Phillips. Alrighty, we're back here with our airplane stand. This will make putting airplanes together a lot easier. Now, they don't have to be pretty, they just have to do one thing, and that's help you hold your airplane. So, I'm going to hold my hand here so I can rotate the tail. Now, with this, you don't want to go too tight. You just want to go relatively 2-finger tight on the threads here, because you don't want to strip out the plastic that holds the tail on, because if you lose your tail, you lose your airplane. Alrighty, now we're ready for the next step. In the instructions, they will talk to you about setting up your controls and stuff. We're not going to do that for now. This is just a demonstration purpose. Okay, so now the fun part. You take your servo lead and they stuff it inside the wing tube. On this one, they kind of loosely tape it with the bubble wrap. So these are going to pull down and out of the way like so. So once you pull your leads to the side, insert the tube. There we go. So now, let me scooch the airplane over. These come with double-sided tape. This one would go on the trailing edge, and I'm just going to slip it on for this purpose. I'm not going to actually open it up. And then this one goes on the leading edge. Has two leads right here, one for your right aileron and your left aileron. So we're just going to match the tags. Alrighty. Since this one fell off, we'll just slide it right there. Just like so. Typically try to use the wire that's in the middle right here to line up the wing center. And for now, we're only going to put 2 rubber bands on. You can do many different pattern styles. You can go straight across, or you can do the X pattern, or both. Kind of give it a nice little stretch. Not too hard to snap the rubber band, but just enough to warm it up. And then just let it settle in gently. No need to snap it down. I'm going to pull this one up and over. I'm going to let it settle like that. Alright, so from here on out, the airplane is built, but not done yet. So now the last thing that you would have to do is put a battery in the airplane and set up your control surfaces. So give me 1 second to grab a battery and we will show you. Alrighty, so now that I'm back, we have a battery here for testing. Let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, we will have to remove the propeller. So there's usually a little nut here. Okay, so the reason for taking the propeller off is for safety. While setting up the airplane, you may bump the throttle, something may happen, and the propeller may start spinning. So to avoid damage to the airplane or to people or objects around you, it's best to take the propeller off. Okay, so now with the propeller off, let's go ahead and install the batteries. So now that we have that there, we're going to flip the airplane over and we're going to pull the tape off of these cables here. Okay, so now with that done, we're going to go ahead and open up the battery hatch. And sometimes it might be a little tricky to get it open. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and install our battery. Now this battery here is a 2200 3S. You can run all the way up to a 3200 3S. Me and my personal airplanes, I'll fly at 1300 3S just because I like to fly on the lighter side. Okay, so now with the battery installed, I don't have it plugged in yet. Big rule of anything RC, radio on first. Always turn it on first, always turn it off last. So now I will plug in the airplane. Now there is an off switch right here, but that only temporarily turns off the airplane. You don't want to leave the battery just plugged in unless you're actively flying it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna reach underneath and I'm gonna pull the switch forward. I'm gonna let it sit and let it figure its own thing out. Alrighty, so just like that, the airplane is ready. So right here, we got all your controls, but they're not hooked up. So in order to protect myself from the motor, I'm gonna flip this switch here. That is the throttle hold, so you can't actually turn on the throttle. And I'm gonna flip the airplane over and set up. See, now it's not so chatty because it's right side up. Now, typically you want to set them up with the airplane off, but then you can adjust your control surfaces accordingly. Typically, I'll put the plane in this configuration here so I can adjust them manually while the airplane's on, so I know where I need to set them up. So now, with that set up, you want to double check and make sure that these are where they want them to be. And right now we're not in safe, we're just in experience mode, so I can have nothing interfering with me looking for how level the airplane's going to be. Alrighty, so now that that's done, I'm going to turn off the airplane. I'm just going to leave the controller on for right now. Let me set that there. So now that we got it where we want it, it's time to put the propeller back on. Now you don't want to over tighten the propeller because it can damage the airplane. So first the propeller, then the spinner insert. Let's see, where is it? Your washer, and then the nut. And then this just snaps right on. Okay, so now let it sit. Alrighty, so now that we're done here, the light changing colors on the front, that is your flight modes. So there's safe, intermediate, and advanced. So you also have your panic button in case you get into an issue. Right now I have the throttle cut on, so I can't accidentally blip the throttle. And let's go ahead and do a quick motor check. I'm going to arm it, I'm going to hold the air. So now we're ready to go fly.